Hello, Southport Square residents. This is your Executive Director, Brian Hess, with another episode of Around the Square. And this week, we're talking a little bit about Hurricane Idalia, right? You all love hearing that name. How many of you got like 600 messages from me over the course of a few days? So I apologize, but wanted to make sure that we are communicating well of, kind of where things were at, what we were doing, and just trying to make sure you knew, kind of the next steps. So anyway, we here at Southport Square, our team, our leadership team, all of our staff, we pull together as we do for any storm. We have all of our preparation that we do. Thank you to our maintenance folks for running around and kind of prepping the outside of the buildings and stuff. Our dining team for making sure that we had tons of food and water on site. So a lot of folks pulling together. We did prepare for a major hurricane. That's exactly how we roll here at Southport Square. We want to make sure that we are prepared for the worst and hope for the best. So as we got together, we did prepare for, basically Idalia to come right over top of us, even though at the time it was not projected to do so. And our teams were on standby. We had our A team and our B team, which is basically our staffing folks that are going to come and be here during the storm, and then our staffing folks that are scheduled to come in right after the storm to relieve those folks that were here during the storm. So as we kind of went through that, we made sure that all of our teams were ready and in place. We continued to communicate with them through the storm, and we were very fortunate and blessed that the storm stayed offshore and passed by with just very little wind and rain for us here. So still had quite a bit of winds that came through, and with that we had a couple of trees that fell over. Those were some of the freshly planted cabbage palms. Some of those palms were planted literally 1 or 2 days before the storm came through, so just had no time for that root structure to really take hold yet. However, our landscaping company is already on it. They've got their plan to get those trees back upright, back in the ground, and continue with their install of the rest of the landscaping across the campus. So anyway, thank you all for your patience as we kind of went through a couple of days of uncertainty of, kind of what's going to happen, and trying to make sure that our teams, our staff were ready to go. So thank you, appreciate your patience, and very, very thankful that the storm did not come this way. So a quick COVID update. We do have, right now, we have 7 confirmed positive COVID residents in our skilled nursing, and we have 4 in our independent living currently. So with that, we'll continue to work through those folks that are COVID positive. They go through that quarantining process, and then we'll get them back into normal everyday life. But it is still out there. I checked this week, and state of Florida is still up over 20% positivity across the state. Charlotte County up over 20% positivity as well. So COVID, unfortunately, is still a thing out there, and we'll see, as we kind of progress here, that we could see more and more cases, not only in our local community, Charlotte County, but even here at Southport Square. As we progress also, just a reminder, we've been talking about flu shots. There's also conversation about COVID vaccines and stuff. If you've not had a conversation with your physician recently about the different vaccines that are out there and what makes the most sense for you given your health needs, please make sure that you're having those conversations and ensure you have a plan to get the vaccines that you might need. So a quick update from our Hurricane Ian repairs, still ongoing. Our interior work in the buildings, so we have a few more items in our Harbor Health Center to get completed, and 1 or 2 items in our east and west buildings. They anticipate all of the work for the interiors to be completed by the end of September. That will include any of the flooring items that are still being completed in some resident apartments. So we do have some flooring being completed in resident apartments currently. They anticipate those flooring units to be completed in the next 2 to 3 weeks. If you have flooring on your lanai that was damaged because of a damaged lanai, those will be completed as they replace the lanais up on those units. So if there is flooring in your lanai specifically, they're not going to repair that until the entire lanai is replaced, okay? So that's the only caveat to that. The rest of the flooring is inside the apartment, so interior space in the apartment. Our window replacements are mostly complete. We have probably about 2 or 3 windows that still remain, one that was delivered broken, and so we had to get a replacement for that, and a few others that we needed to order that were missed in our initial review, so those are getting in place. After they have all of the windows set, they are going through and working on assessments of the interior part around the windows where they put them in to see if there's any additional drywall, painting, things like that to seal it all up and make it look pretty on the inside. So they will be working through that over the next several weeks. We still have a couple of windows in the village. There's one behind me here on our wonderful salon that still needs to get repaired as well, and one over at Town Hall. So there are a couple of windows still in the village area that will need to be replaced also. Our Lanai Replacements did start about 2 weeks ago. They are currently working through that process, and they will be working currently in the Gables East building. It is the same vendor that's doing the Lanai vinyls and rescreens, and so they're working through that. They are starting sort of at the top of Gables East and working their way down, and then they'll come over here to West and start at the top and work down. So those Lanai replacements are in the works currently, and they'll continue to plug away at those. Our revinyls and rescreens, they're currently working on the 3rd floor of Gables East, and they anticipate that will go through the end of November for them to finish all the vinyls and rescreens and get those panels that may have been blown away or broken or damaged, and get those new panels in for all the residents that are missing a panel or two on their lanais. The roofing project, so they are still working through our chiller buildings, and then they'll be into the village with the flat roofs. Unfortunately, because of the storm, we had some delays in work that was to be completed this week. So essentially Monday was just a get the campus prepped and ready, and they weren't able to come back here on site until today, which is Thursday as we're filming this. And so they lost about 4 days this week in sort of their process of getting things done. The roofers had the same challenges. Obviously, they weren't going to be up there during the tropical storm force winds, but they are back, and they'll continue to work weather permitting up on those units. Painting. So they are wrapping up the front of Gables East. We have currently seen they were working through that Gables East building, and then unfortunately the storm came. They had to put a pause on that. They have an additional team coming in, so they're going to have a few more staff members on site from the painter, and so they're going to jump right back onto that front of Gables East and hopefully wrap that up here within the next 2 weeks at the most, weather permitting, and then they'll move over to our Harbor Health Center, finish up our Harbor Health Center, and then they're going to go back through our village area and our sales office. And you'll notice that we've had some wood replaced in some areas where there was wood damage or rotted wood, and so they're going to work back through and actually get those painted as well, those areas that just have the plain wood in there. And fencing will be replaced. They're currently working on our fencing right now. They are removing the old fencing. Most of it has been removed at this point, and they will begin the new install of fences across the campus. They're currently working on most of our vinyl fencing and wood fencing, which would be around our chiller buildings, as well as out behind the garden and areas like that. Then they'll move to work on the chain link fencing at the pickleball courts and the tennis courts. They anticipate that all of the fencing will be completed by the end of September. That is weather permitting. Again, working outside, if there's rainstorms, things like that, they have to work around those storms. We also have electrical work that's being completed currently, so the lamp posts around the campus, those are slowly being worked on. They are awaiting for some of those posts to arrive, those that were broken during the storm. Once those arrive, they'll begin replacement of the brand new posts in place of the old ones. But they are working on getting some of the electrical work set up and ready to go, and some of those that are still intact, they can just rewire and make sure that they are functioning again. Our landscaping vendor, Mainscape, is still working on landscaping across the campus. If you've noticed them working very diligently sort of on the front side of Gables East as well as the back side of the campus where they've chewed up some additional mulch beds across the campus, they'll be putting those larger trees, several palm trees, some crepe myrtles, things like that, as well as some plants in those, and then those will be mulched and will be new beds for us when they're all said and done. They do anticipate completing all of the landscaping work by the end of September. So after they have finished those new mulch beds, they will be going into the village area to redo some of the village landscaping as well. And then a couple of other projects that we currently have going on. So our pool chair lift is here and on site.
Whoa,
yay! Super excited.
yay.
After several weeks of thinking that it was going to arrive and it didn't arrive, it did arrive. Our maintenance team is working to get it all set up with the weights and everything, and they anticipate that that will be installed by Friday, which would be September 1st. Sometime on Friday, and then it would be available for use by Saturday at the latest. So if you were waiting on that pool chair lift, you are moments away from having a pool chair lift available.
Boy, those
to
people
you.
are really in for a treat. They're going to have a pool lift in an air-conditioned
I know.
pool
Seriously. It's
area.
been a long time since we've had both of those working.
Yeah,
so,
boy, you're going to have to take up swimming.
There you go. All right. So you might see Dawn in the pool.
Yeah, I'm
soon.
going to be in the pool.
All right. Arts and crafts. So we had finished the renovation in there, less the countertops. If you had been by, it was just an open cabinet. And so they actually had the countertops installed this past week. Great to see those. They're just looking to get those sinks hooked back up. Because of the storm, we had a little delay in getting the vendor back here to do that. He will be back to hook up those sinks, and then he will start back in the salon to get the salon started. We will continue to operate the salon during that time. They'll just be working in various areas of the salon while they can continue doing hair. The East renovation. So we've been talking about that artwork and window treatments and everything else. The window treatments were supposed to come on August 28th. And I thought maybe it was going to be a storm issue, but it was not. The vendor had communicated with us that the artwork had been delayed from the manufacturer and that they had to push it back a couple of weeks. So we are still scheduled to have the artwork installed September 11th. And now the window treatments will be installed the week of September 25th. And they anticipate that will just take 2 days to get all of those in now. They're going to throw a couple of extra resources at it, try and get in and out of here and done quickly for us. And then for those of you that use the fitness center and there's a treadmill in there that has not been working, we have determined that that is beyond repair. We will not be able to repair that. We are replacing it. We're currently working with a vendor to get one on order. We're going to try and get that order placed as quickly as possible and get that treadmill here. So resident surveys, resident satisfaction surveys. So super excited. We have had excellent participation so far. I believe the latest update that I have is we're running about 67% responses.
Wow.
So we're trying to get to that 90%. We're very close. So we will be going around knocking on some doors, asking folks to finish them. If you have not done your survey yet, please take the time to fill it out, mail it. If you want to bring it to our Sunrise Breakfast Bar and Stretching with Brian on September 6th at 8 a.m., you are welcome to do so. But we will still come see you probably before that to ask you to fill it out. But September 6th, 8 a.m., fun time out at the dock. Come on out and join us. It will be an early morning time out there, but we are going to have a little breakfast bar, and I will do some stretches with the residents. So come on out for some fun and some time to do some exercise. This past week, we had our karaoke night. Or karaoke afternoon.
I'm bummed that I missed it.
I know, and so if you were there, I knew Dawn was not there with her camera, so I actually got up and sang a few songs with Smita. And if you were there, you got to see it. If not, you will not get to see it.
I was going to ask if anybody has footage of that to please airdrop it to me.
Yeah, no fun. All right. Well, anyway, we had fun at karaoke even through the storm. It was after we kind of had that all clear sort of out there, but there were still a lot of thunderstorms passing through, so it was a dark and stormy night, but we had fun doing karaoke. So
maybe it started a new tradition here. We did that right after Ian, too.
Ah, there you go. So
just made
maybe
it through a nice little party, rock and roll party.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So, Well, anyway, if you have not done your survey, please get those surveys completed. I love to get feedback from residents, and it would be great to have as much feedback as possible. And again, if we reach that 90% participation rate, we will have a barbecue in the village. So please don't let your fellow neighbors down. Get your survey in. Make sure it gets done. Don't be the 10%. So anyway, also, last thing I just wanted to share with you, I know we were supposed to open our bars this past week on Tuesday, and that was the day, unfortunately, that we were anticipating Idalia to impact us. So we have bumped that back. We are ready to reopen. That will be Tuesday, September 5th. So if you are looking forward to those bars reopening, which I know I've seen the little happy hours around campus, and that's excellent. But we will get those bars reopened September 5th, Tuesday, getting the bars reopened. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Around the Square.
What on earth is Patrick Brown wearing? What is that? I'm going to have to inspect this clip. Let's see.
You did. Oh, yeah.
Zoom in on this.
Everyone cracked up.
So it was a good day. So I don't know who this man is.
This is Sasquatch.
Hi, I'm your new maintenance person. I'm here to turn a wrench or two and fix some stuff.
Oh my goodness, it's Gomer Pyle.
Hey, where's the beer? Where's the bar? Is it open?
Hey Gomer, can you turn around? I want to see the rest of that ensemble.
You're not going to make me twerk or anything, are you?
No,
All right.
no. Look at that surfboard,
That
Sasquatch.
is a great shirt, huh?
Oh
my
my.
goodness.
Oh, he's getting big.
Gotta love it. Yeah. It's gotta
That
love
is
it.
a shirt to behold.
Yeah. It's got a little bit of everybody on there.
Thank you.
Did you buy it or did your wife buy it?
Yeah, you actually paid for that, or you got it as a
Amazon.
gift?
See what was going in
Oh.
over there by the,
I got this one, and then I also have one with pink flamingos.
I saw.
Well, the flamingos I could see, but all right. And what socks do you have to match this beautiful, beautiful ensemble?
They're boring dog socks.
Going to the dogs. I love those socks, by the way. Those ones are great.
Then there's a lot.
Sure. Why are you wearing that?
Today, Melanie and I are doing the fun cart.
Oh.
So we get to run around with all these drinks and cool snacks for all the staff. So I figured, let's make it even more fun.
There you go. It definitely would remember the Sasquatch shirt. Well, it's very nice, Pat.
Thank you, Dawn, for that
Heartfelt, sincere.
heartfelt, sincere. It looks nice, Pat.
All right, give me that Gomer Pyle again.
Where you want me to be? I gotta go fix something. Bye.
Bye.
We got a picture.
They're not dancing. All right, we have Helmut here with his Bountiful Harvest #1.
Sweet potatoes.
Sweet potatoes.
20 sweet potatoes in
Look
one
at all
pot.
of those. 20 potatoes in one pot. Oh my goodness. How many sweet potatoes do you got? Look at that little guy over here.
They're all little ones.
Look at that.
Yeah.
So I heard you telling another person that you have to let these sit now for
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Gotta store them before you want to eat them because they don't sweeten up. They
Oh,
have-
so those are not sweet potatoes.
Not yet.
Oh.
They will be in 2 weeks.
So they have to sit out on the counter like an
Under
old
my
banana, like an old banana waiting to get ripe, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh, you learn all kinds of things from me. You know?
Yeah. All right. Well, and so, Helmut, are those the same potatoes from that mama potato that you had? Remember you had planted the potato at the festival?
No, this is new batch.
Oh, different batch.
Yeah, I got that whole field of sweet potato, and this is just one pot.
Oh, all right.
I'm testing if it's easier to grow them in a pot than because on the field they take everything over. The weeds come in, and you know, It's
So
a
if it's
mess.
contained in a pot, you're doing a little experiment
Right,
to
the
see.
pot is up here, you can pull the leaf.
Got you. And that all came from a pot.
And that came from one pot. So
All right.
it's
Well,
worth the going in a pot.
and how many more harvests are you gonna have?
Well, the big field I'm gonna have.
You're
I
gonna have
one
the-
more pot.
When's the field gonna be ready?
Who knows? When I'm ready.
All right. Well, enjoy your potatoes.
Thank you.
Bye.
Line dancers, I know that day Linda was not there to lead them, but Karen McCarty, thank you. I know you led the group. It is not easy. The pressure is on. But you are really doing a great job with those line dancers. Who else? Here, right? Okay, let's start with Paula.
Oh,
I know in our iPad class when Paula had bought her stuff and showed me the pictures, that was really very well done. That's the reason we put on here a little thing, and everybody really enjoyed your sewing as well as your flower arrangement, and that was delightful. So
I would like people to know that I am still available to hem men's trousers.
Oh, thank you.
But I must say, because of my limited vision, I am doing it in a more creative way. Now, I hope you all have 4 gold safety pins. Because it will take 2 safety pins on each leg of the trousers to shorten them, yes.
You can do it.
And make it, like, just the program, we had like, week after week, the town hall was full with all the residents because they were entertained. And it wouldn't have been possible if all of you would have not come out to do that. So that's what makes it so incredible. And that's the reason we had this wonderful celebration, because it was not just 5, we had like 55 residents who actually came out and tried their best and put the color on their face and were ready to hold the head with the giraffes and just everything in the skit that Curry put on the Chester. It was just, and everybody loved it. We had a great time, laughed, and just like you were hoping. And I know how hard you worked, Curry.
Who
and
doesn't
Chester.
love a colonoscopy?
And Jeff, now that I see Jeff, after that,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
twinkle in his eyes, and it's like, oh, did everybody like it? Good, good. And then we all came to know Terry, what a good singer he is. And hopefully, if we don't have the hurricane, we will have a karaoke this Wednesday, right? It all depends on what happens tomorrow.
Right.
So that's the one.
But none of it would have been possible without Smita.
So that's always, the fun part is when your staff says, they're all like, oh my God, do we have to do this? And they're like, when do we do it? Let's go around, let's go have a costume. That's what makes it special. So it's just a special place with special residents, special staff members, Dawn, who's always here, and is doing this. That's all I want to say. We will continue to sing. And while I talk about special people, here are our special.
We love you all so much, and when Steve was talking, Fred and I totally feel like we are family. Like you're our family, we love to come here. So with that in mind, I thought I'd put a We Are Family song on there. The dance floor is open, get on up, get it moving.
Come on, you two, let's go.
Do it.
Come
Come
on.
on, Karen.
Doctors, you're being called.
Yes, are we on call?
You're on call, doctors.
We gotta go.
You're on
We have an
call.
emergency.
You're on call on the dance floor.
We have an emergency.
That's that
No,
way.
we gotta go to the operating room.
Okay.
Is it right?
Want to dance while on the screen?
There we go. Yeah.
Come on, right on down.
Come on down, Ruth.
Come on, there you go. Come on down.
Good job, Bill.
There we go.
Here's one of the delivery
I'm a helper.
elves. You're the delivery
I'm a,
elf.
I'm a water helper.
You're a water helper.
Deliverer.
So you're gonna go floor by floor,
Yes.
you and Chris and
Yes,
Brenda?
We'll have them delivered by noon.
Oh, okay, awesome. Now you've already done East.
East is done. We did it last night.
Do you do this every month or during hurricane
Just
season?
hurricane season.
Just hurricane season. This is
Yes.
what you do.
Yes.
All right, and so it's not too late for. I know we're under a hurricane warning now, but is this a service that you would offer if there were another hurricane, say in 2 weeks?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so if they need to get water, they can come in here.
And Brenda.
Oh yeah.
Brenda's the expert.
Hi, Brenda.
Hi.
Look at you. You're very casual today.
Yes.
Yeah, you're gonna be hustling.
That's what we do around here.
And you have a great team, so
Yes, I have to say everybody is working hard. We are ready to serve all the residents the way they deserve. We are getting ready to deliver some more water, and we are here the whole way.
the whole way. All right. Yep, we've got your back, Southport residents. So just be on the lookout this week for your water everywhere. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dawn. Happy birthday to you.
Yay! Did it all. Thank you. And beautiful singing, by the way. Beautiful. These candles are going to come in handy if the storm keeps going.
I bake cookies because if we're cloistered in the hallways again, I have to have cookies.
There will be no cloistering in the hallways for this storm.
Oh,
But I truly, truly do appreciate those cookies.
well, these are hurricane cookies. So.
Oh.
Well, thank you for watching this week's episode of Around the Square. Hope you have a wonderful weekend.
Oh, Brian.
Yes.
I have another terrible joke for you today.
Okay, excellent.
Well, I have a couple, but
Okay,
this
well,
one.
Let's do a few then.
All right. Brian, what is the difference between a horse and wet weather?
I don't know.
One rains up and one rains down.
Oh,
Yeah,
all right, yeah.
haha, it
Rains. R-E-I-G-N.
Yes, or R-E-I-G-N-S. Yes, rains.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right,
mhm.
yeah. The rain and the rain.
The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plains. Yep.
On the plains, yes, that would make sense.
Or on the plane.
Or on the plane. Yeah,
Yeah,
it could.
but it
yeah.
could fall on the
Yeah.
planes.
I hope it's not falling in my plane.
Hey, Brian,
Yes.
what do you call a sleeping cow?
I don't know.
We can all thank Jody for this one. I heard
Okay.
her say
Oh,
this
good.
one
All
today.
right, yeah.
A sleeping cow is called a bulldozer.
Oh, nice.
Hey.
Yeah, bulldozer. Yeah. All right. Well.
Imagine the snores on that thing.
Yeah. Oh my goodness,
Yeah,
craziness.
that's gotta be loud.
Well, it is Labor Day weekend, so I heard a joke just a little bit ago about what do you call all of the cars in the U.S. in a line? No, it's not that joke. It is this. What if you? No, it's not that either. Now I got to figure out the joke. What was the joke? Let me see.
If you
If
took,
you
all,
took
the,
all the cars in the U.S. and you lined them up end to end, it is Labor Day weekend.
Very good, Brian.
Okay, I got through that one. Maybe, I don't know. Anyway, so that was a joke for the Labor Day weekend because it is Labor Day weekend, and I hope you all enjoy your weekend. Have a great one. We will all be back here on Tuesday.
Yay, get
all
Monday
of
off.
staff, that's
Woohoo.
right. We'll have some folks working in our dining and some folks limited in security and concierge and other areas, but you'll see a lot of the administrative team will be gone on Monday. We'll all be back on Tuesday. So with that terrible joke about the line of cars end to end and it's Labor Day weekend, have a great Labor Day weekend.